morning at home. So we've got a beautiful yin yang practice together, and we're actually going to start lying down on our back, but we've got to set it up a little bit. So lie down. You're going to come into Supta Baddha Konasana, soles feet together, knees wide, but again, you're going to need to move this to set it up. You're going to slide your right hand in underneath your lower back, and I like to take it up sort of bra strap area. Michael, you know where that is. And then lie back on your hand. Make sure your wrist is not kinked. You want your wrist to be straight because we're going to lie here for a good couple of minutes, and if your wrist is kinked, when you come out of it, it's not going to be pleasant. Now from here, if that's enough, especially if you've got tight rotators, then that might be enough for you just to kind of sink and settle into. Otherwise, we're going to add a neck stretch. So your left ear is going to come down to your left shoulder. I like to use my left hand to kind of draw my ear down over, like up from the right side. And make sure your head's resting on the floor. And then I like to use just a little bit of pressure with my left hand to bring in some more stretch. Close your eyes. As much as you can, soften. This has actually been one of my favourite classes the last sort of couple of months, actually, to teach and practice. And I've noticed that even in my own personal practice, this is how I've been practicing, starting off very slowly in some yin, and then moving into more dynamic practice of yang. It's like we get to not just set the body up, but we get to set the mind up as well. And the mind is such a fickle being. For those of you who've been doing my classes of late, online and in studio, I've been talking a lot about the practice of observation. It's been very enlightening. I would classify myself an optimist, sarcastic optimist, but optimist nonetheless. The mind likes to attach itself, it likes to cling to negativity, to the worst case scenario. What it does, one of my Vedic teachers mentioned it recently in a class. She said that, you know, your partner or someone that you care about can tell you 1,000,000 times how much they love you, but the one time they say something critical or negative, or, you know, those very detrimental words, I hate you, that's what we cling on to. When you come out of this slowly, I like to move my head first. So use your left hand to kind of slide or push your head back to center, mainly so you don't activate too many neck muscles. And then you kind of got to roll over onto your left to pull that right arm out from underneath. And just come back to Supta Baddha Konasana. Let that right arm release just for a moment. Then we'll set up the other side, but we're going to change the hips. So your hips are going to come into the internal rotation. So if you lift your knees and toe heel your feet wide to the outer edge of your mat, and then let your knees fall in. Then we'll set up the left arm. Hand comes underneath, sort of mid-back. Make sure your wrist isn't kinked. Once you've got the arm set up and your back flat again, then you can set up the neck stretch. So right ear to shoulder, use that right hand. Relax as much as you can. So relax that right arm, relax your neck muscles, relax the left arm as well. For some people, this rotation and stretch might be quite subtle. For others, it'll be quite intense. Notice what your mind attaches to throughout your practice. There's a lot of yoga gurus out there that talk about, you know, the universe operates in perfection, perfect order, perfect harmony. And we're part of that. But one bad thought can ruin our day, ruin the perfection and the harmony of our movement through our day. That's the fickleness of the human mind. Practice is to come back to your center, come back to your breath, come back to that place that's grounding. And we notice the mind wanders, and we notice it's clinging, especially if it goes down the rabbit hole of worst case scenario or negativity. Our meditative practice, it's like a washout, clears the mind, gives us a little opportunity to reboot, get out of that habit. Again, move the head first and use your hand to slowly release and sort of push your head back to center. Then you'll need to kind of roll over to the right slightly to pull the left hand out. Come back to that internal rotation of your hips, let your arms just forward by your sides, close your eyes. And then lift your knees up and just sort of wash out, just windscreen wipe your knees side to side. You can keep your feet as they are. Just do maybe 3 each side, go right to left. And then once you've done that a few times, hug your knees into your chest. You're just going to rock and roll yourself over to child's pose, but with a thread the needle. So take your knees to the outer edge of your mat, big toes together. Doesn't matter which arm you do first, we're just going to go one side to the other. So you might like to slide your right arm in underneath, reach the left arm out in front. Whatever arm's out in front, you can either leave it there or you can use it as a pillow. Bend the elbow, use your forearm for your forehead to rest on. Now start to really focus on lengthening the breath. In through the nose, out through the nose, that slight restriction for Ujjayi. Notice how instantly that brings the mind into focus. Gives the mind something to focus on. One fundamental way of bringing the mind back to that sense of clarity and grounding. especially if you find, like I have recently, it clinging to something negative or worst case. Because it's an automatic response. When we notice it through observation, then that grounding effect of the breath is vital. Hence why it's called our vital life force. For many reasons. I'm going to swap this over to the other side very gently. Now you can also start to switch on your bandhas. With the breath, lengthening, feel the core activating, pelvic floor lifting, pit of the belly squeezing in, especially on the exhale. It stays engaged on the inhale, but just enough so the breath can still come in. And then set that internal focus, that drishti, to really notice your mind, especially to what it clings to, what it gets distracted by, what it keeps going back to. Become really familiar with it. And then when you're ready, we're going to start to move through some cat-cows. So slowly moving that arm out from underneath, coming onto all fours. Just your standard cat-cows, Madhurasana, Bitilasana, exhaling back of the ribs to the sky, inhaling front of the ribs to the floor. And then take it into whatever you need to. Side stretch, foot stretch, another rotation. And the vastness of this cosmos, even in the complexity. Everything is operating perfectly, in perfect harmony. It's our minds that can cling to one nasty little thought that ruins our day. Take as much time as you need here. When you feel ready, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, and continue to explore the movement, explore your body, and really be aware of where your mind is. Use the breath, use the body to anchor it, but notice what it clings to. As we start to move a little bit more dynamically, the mind will change as well. Let's take a three-legged dog. Again, when you're ready, right leg bend, peel it open when you lift it. Other side. Ragdoll. You can bring your feet up or hands back, whichever you prefer. Take your feet out wide though. Bend your knees and let your Torso hang over your legs so you can feel that tractioning, that stretching of the spine. Bobbing, swaying, whatever you need to do. Shoulder stretch. One more breath. And start to really move now. So come into a halfway lift, lengthen out and toe heel the feet in. They don't have to come all the way in, but a little bit. Forward fold, exhale the breath out. Roll yourself to standing, bend through your knees, ground down through your feet. Once your head comes up, big breath in, reach up. And each time you forward fold from standing, you take your arms out wide so you can really feel the circling of your shoulders, and chest leads the way as you come down into your forward fold. Halfway lift, find some length. Dandasana, your first high plank, hands down, step the feet back. Push the floor away, hug your thumbs in, grip the mat with your fingertips, zip up. Heels to head. Modification is knees on the floor. That internal gaze, that drishti, that's focusing. Noticing, observing, witnessing. Now shift your weight forward on an in-breath, lie down on the out-breath. Elbows stay nice and close. Cobras, you've got 3 of them. Inhale, lift. Release, exhale the breath out. Do that 2 more times. 1 more breath in. Downward facing dog, breath out. Right leg to the sky, inhale. Bend the knee, peel the hip space open, exhale. Scissor the legs a little bit wider, breathe in. Low lunge, breathe out. Now we're going to take the twist. Right hand goes to the sky on the inhale, but we're going to rotate the shoulder. So on the exhale, the hand comes back behind you and down to the floor. On the inhale, it reaches out in front and comes back up to where we started. We do that 2 more times. Exhale. So you want full range of motion in the shoulder. Inhale back to the sky. 1 more just like that. Exhale back and down. Inhale forward and up. Pyramid on your exhale. So again, you can bring the arm back and down. Drop the back heel and fold over that right leg. Be gentle to start, especially maybe soft bend through that right knee. Slight tuck of the chin. Option to close your eyes. Really observe. Observe where your mind goes, especially when it wanders. Gives you great insight. Observing where the mind goes in reaction is also very insightful. I'm going to come back into the low lunge, breathe in. 3-legged downward facing dog on your breath out. So plant through the hands, take the right leg up. We come forward to high push up on the inhale, then to your belly on the exhale. You can float the leg if you want to intensify it. 2 cobras, lift up, breathe in. Release, breathe out. 1 more inhale, down dog, exhale. Left leg, take it up to the sky. Big breath in, bend and peel open, breath out. Stay, fill up, and send the left kneecap as high as you can. Then bring the foot through low lunge. We come into the twist. Left hand goes to the sky. The exhale brings the hand back and down. The inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Get that full rotation, inhale up. 1 more. Big breath in. Pyramid on your breath out. Just going to move, we're moving fluid through the joints. Warming the joints up as well from the inside out. Last breath. Coming into your low lunge, breath in. 3-legged downward facing dog on your breath out. Left leg to the sky. Now we shift forward to high plank on the inhale, intensifying, leaving the left floated. Exhale down to your belly. 1 cobra, breath in. Downward facing dog, breath out. 1 breath in your down dog, in and out. Looking forward, walk, stepping, or if you're ready, a little float, front of the mat, halfway lift, bow down. Tadasana, reach up, big breath in. Arms go wide for the shoulder rotation, lead with your heart, breath out. Halfway lift, fill up. High plank, walk, step or float. Down to low plank, so breathe in, come forward, out as you lower. Up dog, fill. Down dog, empty. Right leg to the sky, inhale. You're gonna bring it straight through now, low lunge, exhale. Twist, right hand up, breath in. Just 2 full rotations, back and down on the out, forward and up on the in. 2 more. Sorry, 1 more. Pyramid, fold. Stay, full breath. Empty. Low lunge, breath in. 3-legged down dog, breath out. High plank, you can choose to float the leg. Low plank. Up dog. Down dog. Left side, take the leg up. Bring it through, empty the breath. Twist, left hand up. 2 full rotations, out. In. 1 more. Pyramid. Full breath in pyramid. Low lunge, fill up. 3-legged down dog, empty out. High plank, fill. Low plank, empty. Upward facing, downward facing. 1 breath. Empty. Front of the mat, float. Halfway lift. Fold. Tadasana. Arms wide as you fold forward. Half lift. High plank. Shift forward, breathe in. Down, breathe out. Fill, up dog. Down dog, empty. Right leg to the sky, inhale. Bring it through, exhale. Twist, breath in. Just the 1 full rotation. Big breath. Pyramid. Low lunge, breathe in. 3-legged down dog, breathe out. High plank, fill up. Low, empty. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left side, in. Through, out. Twist, in. Full rotation. Big breath in. Pyramid. Coming straight into low lunge, breathe in. 3-legged downward facing dog, breathe out. High plank in. Low plank out. Up dog. Down dog. Right leg to the sky, in. Bring it through, out. Twist, in. 1 rotation, out. Breath in. Pyramid, fold. Low lunge, fill up. 3-legged downward facing dog, empty out. High plank, inhale. Low plank, exhale. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left leg. Bring it through. Twist. Rotate. Pyramid. Low lunge. 3-legged dog. High plank. Low. Upward facing. Downward facing. 1 more, right side, leg up. Low lunge. Twist. Rotate. Big breath in. Fold. Low lunge. 3-leg dog. High plank. Empty as you lower. Fill. Down dog, last side, left leg, in. Out. In. Send it back. Big breath in, forward. Pyramid. Low lunge. 3-legged dog. High plank. Low. Upward facing. Downward facing. Stay. Close your eyes. 5 deep breaths. Notice what your mind is clinging to. Notice its habits. It's great practice, this great science gives us all the insights. So then we can make the changes. And in fact, the changes happen very effortlessly, almost automatically, just by observing, by shining that spotlight. Look forward, float, front of the mat. Halfway lift, fill up. Fold back down, empty. Reach up, Tadasana, big breath in. You're going to sink into chair pose. As you do that, bring your arms wide and then interlace your hands behind your back. Now squeeze your shoulder blades together, lengthen out the spine, take a breath in, extend the arms behind you as much as you can. We're going to come into a forward fold with these arms bound. So straighten out through the legs. They don't have to go completely straight. Send your sit bones back and up and your arms up and over. They might not go very far, no big deal. Just stay here for the first one. One more breath. Exhale that out. We sweep back up to chair pose, releasing the arms, breath in, forward fold, breath out. Halfway lift, fill up. Left leg goes back, low lunge, empty the breath out. Crescent lunge, so you can pop the back knee on the floor to modify. Just reach the arms up. If you're feeling unstable, back knee's helpful for stability. We're going to set up our humble warrior, so drop the back heel, interlace your hands behind your back. Loop the shoulders, take a deep breath in, dive again with those bound arms. Beautiful. Really commit to the bend in that right leg as much as you can. Slight tuck of the chin, fix your gaze. Notice where the mind goes. Notice what it clings to. One more breath here. Reverse your warrior. So you release the hands, left hand kind of leads the way for the right to follow. You maintain the deep bend in that right leg, and that right arm sweeps up and over. Where you take your gaze is up to you. Just stay strong in your legs and core. Taking a big breath. Pyramid. So we windmill the arms back down. You straighten out through the right leg. You've got to square the hips off. You've got to pull the left hip down, right hip back to fold over that right leg. From here, we fly up to aeroplane. So you take the weight into the right leg, left leg floats. As you lift the hands up off the floor, it's going to demand your focus. You're going to interlace your hands back behind your back. That happens on an inhale. It's a bound standing splits on the exhale. So really commit. Stabilize through the right leg, torso down, left leg up, arms back and up as well. Take a breath in. Dive down even deeper. One more inhale. Forward fold, where'd the mind go? Exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold back down, breathe out. Reach up, Tadasana, inhale. Sink into your Utkatasana chair pose, interlacing your hands behind your back. Now squeeze your shoulder blades, lengthen, breathe in. Bound forward fold, breathe out. Again, stay. Inhale. Exhale. Sweep the hands to chair. Breath in. Forward fold. Breath out. Halfway lift. Fill up. It's the right leg that goes back now. Low lunge. Empty the breath out. We come into crescent lunge to modify back knee down. Really start the commitment in your lunge and the bend in that left leg here. As we set up humble warrior from here, drop the back heel, interlace the hands. Try not to come out of the bend in that left leg. Big breath in, open through the chest. Dive, breath out. You've got one more breath here. You exhale the breath all the way out. The inhale takes us to reverse warrior. So release the bind, right hand kind of leads for the left to follow. Maintaining the bend in that left leg. Up and over. Feel that side stretch. Breathe in deep. Pyramid. Windmill the hands back down over that left leg. Squaring the hips off. So you kind of got to pull the left hip back and drop the right hip down. Now this next transition's a bit of a doozy. So take the weight into the left leg, aeroplane. It's familiar from the first side. As you come up through aeroplane, you're interlacing your hands behind your back. That happens on an in. For you to dive into your bound standing splits, another doozy on the out. Hold, 3. Yes, 2. Fold, empty. Halfway lift, fill up. High plank, walk, step or float. Shift forward, breathe in. Down, breathe out. Up dog, loop the shoulders. Down dog, stay, close your eyes. I love this practice so much, you know, the intensity of the vinyasa, the flow, the intensity of the heat just shines so many spotlights on all the different aspects. Without the spotlights, there is no transformation. Such a gift. You've got 3 more breaths. Enjoy. Let's flow. Look forward, walk, step or float. Halfway lift. Fold. Tadasana, reach up. Utkatasana, bound, hands behind your back. Lengthen out, breath in. Forward fold, bound, breath out. Sweep to chair pose, breath in. Forward fold, empty. Halfway lift. Left leg goes back, low lunge. Crescent lunge, fill up. Humble warrior set up. Heel down, hands face. Breath in, dive down, breath out. Stay here, full breath in. Maybe dive a bit deeper on the out. Reverse your warrior, breath in. Pyramid, you're gonna pivot the hips, breath out. What's it called? Aeroplane, that's the one. Bound, inhale, interlace the hands. Standing splits, exhale. You stay for the breath in. Fold, empty. Halfway lift in. Fold back down out. Reach up, Tadasana, fill up. Utkatasana, hands bound behind your back. Lengthen out, fill up. Forward fold, bound. Now sweep to chair, arms as well. In. Forward fold, empty. Halfway lift. Right leg goes back, low lunge. Crescent lunge, big breath in. Set up your humble out breath. Fill up, dive. Again, stay, big breath, dive deeper. Reverse your warrior, windmill the arms in. Pyramid, pivot the hips, out. Transition to aeroplane. Inhale, interlace the hands. Standing splits, bound, exhale. Stay for the breath in. Fold, breath out. We just continue on. Halfway lift. Fold back down. Reach up, Tadasana, fill up. Sink to chair, interlace your hands. Big breath. Dive in. Sweep to chair. Inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift. Left leg back, low lunge. Crescent lunge, inhale. Humble set up, exhale. Breath in. Humble dive down, out. Reverse your warrior, windmill up and over, inhale. Pyramid, exhale, pivot through the hips. Airplane, ground down the right leg, interlace the hands. Standing splits, bound, empty. Stay for the in. Forward fold, out. Halfway lift. Bow. Reach up, Tadasana, fill up. Sink to chair, interlace your hands. Big breath in. Dive, exhale.
Chair, sweep in. Fold, empty. Half lift.
Right leg back. Crescent lunge, fill up. Humble setup. Breath in. Dive down.
Reverse your warrior. Breath in.
Pyramid, pivot the hips, breath out.
Aeroplane. Inhale.
Dive to standing splits, exhale.
Stay. Fold. Halfway lift.
One more either side, bow down.
Reach up, Tadasana.
Notice what the mind clings to. Sink back and down, interlace. Lengthen, then fold.
Sweep to chair.
Bow down.
Half lift.
Left leg back.
Crescent, fill.
Humble, set up. Big breath in. Dive.
Reverse your warrior. Inhale.
Pyramid, exhale.
Standing, no it's not, aeroplane.
Now standing splits, dive.
Stay, fill up. Fold. Halfway lift.
Bow.
Reach up, fill.
Sink, interlace, chair for the legs, hands behind your back. Big breath in. Forward fold, shoulder stretch.
Sweep to chair, in.
Bow out.
Half lift.
Right leg, step it back.
Crescent lunge, fill up.
Humble setup. Big breath. Dive.
Reverse your warrior.
Full rotation in the shoulders. Pyramid, come back down, square the hips. Aeroplane, find that flight, that balance. Dive in.
Stay, fill. Forward fold. Halfway lift.
High plank. Shift forward, breathe in. Low, breathe out. Up dog, fill. Down dog, stay, close your eyes. Now be really honest with yourself. What does the mind cling to? Maybe everything in that flow is going really well and there's one or two that's a bit tricky and the mind sticks to that. Just notice. Notice the habit. Because I lied when I said one more. Now one more. Look forward, float, front of the mat. Halfway lift. Bow. Reach up, fill up. I promise this is the last one. Chair, interlace. Breath in, I know. Fold. When I say I promise, I mean it. Chair, sweep. Inhale. Fold forward, exhale.
Halfway lift, fill up.
Left leg back, empty. Crescent, inhale. Humble setup, exhale. Big breath in. Dive.
Reverse your warrior. Inhale.
Pyramid, exhale.
Aeroplane, in.
Dive, standing splits, out.
Stay, fill up. Fold. Halfway lift.
Bow.
Reach up.
Sink in, hands behind.
Fill.
Dive.
Chair.
Fold.
Halfway.
Right leg back. Crescent, in. Humble setup. Breath, fill up. Go to your depth.
Reverse your warrior.
Pyramid.
Aeroplane.
Standing splits, bound dive.
Last breath in. Forward fold. Halfway lift.
High plank and hold. Push the floor away, hug your thumbs, grip the mat with your fingertips. Now really feel that strength through your shoulders. There's a doming through your upper back and a squeezing in of your
humerus bone, that upper arm bone, into the shoulder girdle. 3. Modification, knees on the floor, that's fine. 2. Side plank, weight into the right hand, left hand floats. Modification, right knee on the floor. Intensification, maybe float the left leg. If you want to take the back extension of astonishment, go for it. Last breath. Straight over to the other side. Through your high, strong through the shoulders. Side plank, Vastisthasana. Starfish, astonishment. Last breath. Back to high plank. We lower down slowly. Elbows stay close to the body. Come forward, grip the mat with your fingertips. 5, 4. Notice where the mind goes. 3. Is it straight to negativity or hatred? 2. It's fine. And release. Pick a cheek. Close your eyes. Been there, done that. No, and that's the honesty. You don't have to tell anyone, thank goodness, because I'm sure most of us would be committed, right, if we told people what went on in our minds. I know I would. We just have to be honest with ourselves. Notice what the mind clings to, because the only person it's affecting is me anyway. And I've had 2 really heightened experiences of this week. There must be something in the stars. That the mind just goes down this rabbit hole instantly. The beauty of this practice, this science, is that I've been practicing it for long enough that I can see it as it's happening and I can stop it in its tracks. We're going to take a pec stretch. So you're going to bring your right arm out like a stop sign. So bend the elbow to 90 degrees, 90-degree angle. Wrist is in line with elbow and elbow's in line with shoulder. Left hand pushes against the floor. So you roll over onto that right side. You can keep your left hand there. You can bend your left leg and kind of rest your toes on the floor. If you've got more range, you can bend the right knee up. You can just let that leg hang over. Once you find your way into this pec stretch, close your eyes. Start to get really honest with yourself. You don't have to tell anyone else. Just really notice where your mind goes. The universe, the entire cosmos is perfect, always moving in perfect harmony. And we are part of that. We are part of that perfection. One bad little thought, one nasty little thought of the mind can change our entire perspective of perfection. Can ruin our day. That's the gift of observation, the gift of this practice. Shine the spotlight, notice. And then with practice, you can stop it in its tracks. Last breath here. Slowly, slowly, unravel yourself back to just comfortably on your belly, whatever that looks like. And then we set up the other side. Same thing, our pec stretch. Left arm, cactus. So wrist, elbow in line, elbow, shoulder in line. right hand pushes against the floor to get that rotation into the pec stretch. Whatever you do with your right leg doesn't matter. We had a bit of an emergency on Monday morning. Everything's fine, but had to call an ambulance for the husband, and both of us kind of went down the track of worst case scenario. Luckily, it's best case scenario for a bad situation. It's just to do with his knee replacement. But the mind, you know, it really highlighted what my teacher had mentioned recently, that the mind goes straight into negativity, goes straight into, you know, worst case scenario, straight down the rabbit hole. And it happens, you know, in many situations. Like, you can get 20 compliments in a day and you get one criticism, and that's what our mind clings to. Your partner tells you, you know, 10 times in a day that they love you. There's one instance where you have a bit of a blue or a disagreement or whatever, and the mind sticks to that. The gift of yoga, awareness, transformation. Last breath. Making your way back to that comfortable place on your belly. And then we're going to take straight jacket or thread the needle. So thread the needle is what we did at the beginning in child's pose, just one arm underneath. You're going to take straight jacket, both arms come underneath. You pick whichever arm's on top. We're going to swap it over. And you kind of crisscross your arms in front of your chest and then lie down. I like to just rest my chin on my upper arm, but if your head hits the floor, if you've got a prop handy, then feel free to utilise that. Just soften in. Last breath. If you took thread the needle, then just swap the other arm over. If you took straight jacket, slowly come out of it and swap the arm that's on top. Sink in, close your eyes, notice. Last breath. Slowly making your way out of it into your inversion. So you might want to just push yourself up onto all fours to crawl yourself forward and end up on your back. Viparita Karani, legs to the sky for the gentle option. Shoulder stand is the other option. If you have headstand safely in your practice,
And you can set yourself up from seated into your headstand. If you're in Viparita Karate where your hips are on the floor, your legs are floating to the sky. If you're at home and you've got a prop handy, you can slide it underneath your hips. In studio, we can just use our hands. Slide your hands in underneath your hips. Or if you've got a spare towel, you can roll it up, place it underneath your hips. Wherever you are, you can choose to stay there, or you can trace your toes towards the back of the room. Rest your toes on the floor above your head. If they reach, if they don't reach, you can hover them off the floor. Just keep a hold of your waist if that's where you are. Bend your knees and let them land. Again, you don't have to take these options. You can stay as you are or just hug your knees into your chest. But ear pressure, Kanpidasana, or any version. Rolling out to our counter pose fish, Matsyasana. Bit of extra core, you can lower your legs down slowly, slide your hands in underneath your sit bones, coming up onto your elbows. Loop your shoulders, lift your heart. Really front of your chest and then gaze up and over if the neck's okay. Floating the legs, extra core. Lion's breath, extra prana. Finding a twist when you're ready. No rush. Bring your arms out, drop your knees to, you've got plenty of room in studio, so either side. Head goes the opposite way. Knees through center, drop them the other way. Our final rest, our Shavasana. Bringing your legs through center. Legs long, arms long, palms facing up. For those of you in studio, if you've got a towel handy, you might like to place it over your eyes for a bit of darkness. Even at home, you can do that too. This is the mother of all poses for us to become intimately aware of the habits and patterns of our mind. Where does my mind go? What does it cling to?
Deepen your breath and focus your mind on that deepening breath. Notice how it instantly brings you into focus and grounding. That's why the focus on our breath in practice is so important. Because it brings the mind out of the dramas that it likes to create. And our practice gives us the opportunity to be aware. And then the gifts of transformation. You can move the body gently, slowly, fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. You can roll over onto a side. Most of us, right side is preferable after a vinyasa practice. Just stay there for a moment comfortably, keep your eyes closed down. We are part of this perfect, harmonious universe. It's the mind that can bring us out of it, that can cloud our perception of that perfection. And so just notice that, be aware of it. And bring your mind back into harmony, back into grounding, back into clarity. You're going to gently help yourself up to a comfortable seat at the front of your mat. Bringing your palms together at heart center, eyes stay closed. Anjali Mudra for the hands. And that powerful mantra, vibrational Om to close. So take a deep breath in. Thumbs to third eye center, we bow our heads. My heart honors your heart. My soul honors your soul. When we're in that perfect universal harmony together, we experience the essence of yoga, unity. Together we are one, together we say Namaste. Namaste. Thank you. Thanks for joining in studio. Thanks for joining at home. Have a beautiful day.